Lyme disease. Many of us don't know a lot about it, but there are reports it's an epidemic bigger than AIDS and West Nile virus combined. And many children diagnosed with it don't even know they have the symptoms. So you and your family may be at risk, and it all starts with one tick.
Oh, I'm good. This is a male deer tick that we picked up from the ground on our very first 30-second drag. This is a deer tick nymph. This is the second stage. They'll feed on a host for 5 days maybe, and that's how Lyme disease is transmitted. It just doesn't seem possible that this poppy seed sized thing is going to make you bedridden, possibly for the rest of your life.
Wow, that was a clip from Under Your Skin, and joining us now is the film's senior producer, Chris Newby, on the outside, and Dana Walsh, a Lyme disease patient. Thanks for being here. So let's start with you, Dana, first. How did you contract this disease?
Well, I'm not sure exactly, but I in the summer of 1999, I was having a fantastic summer, very active, and one day I woke up with an incredible flu that really never went away. I didn't have the bullseye ring, that's sort of the traditional sign. I did have a strange rash on my leg, though.
So are you like a runner or an outdoorsy person?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So you could have gotten any moment, any time. What about you, Chris?
My family took a vacation to Martha's Vineyard in Massachusetts, and 2 weeks later my husband and I both became very ill with flu-like symptoms, and it took us a year and 10 doctors and $60,000 in tests to diagnose Lyme disease. And by the time we were diagnosed, we were incredibly sick. I was not able to work, couldn't read, I was light sensitive, sound sensitive, couldn't think, couldn't get organized. And so that's why I started this film in 2005 with the excellent director Andy Abrahams-Wilson. And
if it's this big, you would think you would all but see people dropping, in the streets. Why don't we know about it?
because it's invisible. That's the thing. It's hard to see that I was sick. I've been sick 10 years now. And it's very hard to detect in that way. There's not a lot of visible.
Yeah, people say, "Oh, you look great. You're losing weight, right?"
Yeah.
But inside, you feel like you're dying because it's primarily a neurological disease, and people can't see it. It's not like you get lesions with AIDS.
Right.
Does it go away? Pardon me.
Yeah. No. I just heard. Yeah, I heard there was no cure yet.
Some people. Their immune system defeats it, and they may not have a very neurologically invasive strain of it, but for some people it just makes you bedridden, and you're incredibly sick. And the big problem is there are no good tests for Lyme disease right now.
So tell me about your worst days. Is it something that you live with constantly every day, or is there good moments and bad moments?
Yes, there's definitely up and down, but it has been 10 years for me, so I'm in my third year. First of all, I was misdiagnosed with fibromyalgia for 6 years before they found Lyme disease. So by that time, I was in late stages. And so now I've been in treatments for about 3 years, and my pain is diminished, but, I wake up very sore, very achy. But before, I was just in an inferno of pain, and I had cognitive problems and memory loss and vertigo, and, oh no, it's a nightmare.
Yeah.
It's a real nightmare.
So you didn't know you had a tick. I mean, and it sounds like you
They're
didn't
the size
even
of
know.
a poppy seed.
Right. So what are you supposed to do? Like every time you go outside, go inspect your body?
Yeah, and it's especially important if you have kids who are playing at the beach or go on a field trip to the Sierras or Northern California, because places in Northern California like Ukiah and Santa Cruz Hills have rates of infection that are as high as like Lyme, Connecticut.
You guys are talking about these little tiny
The size
ticks.
of a poppy seed, yes.
Now, the ticks that I see, that I remember getting as a backpacker and stuff when I was a kid and we'd be up in the Sierras, were bigger than that.
Yeah, and mostly...
Do they carry it?
They can carry it too, but mostly the small ones transmit it because they're so small you don't pull them out in time. If the tick's connected for less than a day, it may not transmit the disease if it has it. But the little ones, how would you know if you had a little poppy seed tick in your hair?
So your kids come back from a trip. What should you do?
Check.
Inspect their whole body. And let's say that you find a tick. How do you get it out?
Definitely don't squeeze it. Don't burn it out, because you don't want it to regurgitate
Yeah.
the disease. And
Oh.
so take tweezers like they showed on the video and pull it out carefully, and then save the tick. Very important. Put it in a little plastic baggie. Put it with a little damp, moist piece of paper. And then if you're a worrier, I would take it and get it tested. You could just search online on our website, which is Under Our Skin, or health department, and see if it has the Lyme disease in it. Or save it and wait and see if your child or you get the bullseye rash where you pulled the tick out.
Or symptoms.
Or symptoms.
Which are like what?
Really flu-like is the...
Flu-like, but very serious flu, and neurological involvement. Like my husband and I had blurry vision.
What do you hope people take away from this film?
Take every tick bite seriously, and watch and wait. And if you get any symptoms, go to your doctor right away.
Why didn't we know about this 20 years ago? I'm trying to think of when it all got big, right?
Yeah, well, Lyme disease was discovered in the 80s, and so it's like a really pretty new disease, so we're just still learning about it. And our film goes into sort of the political turmoil that corrupted the definition of the disease. There was a vaccine race, and
Well, that sounds fascinating.
See the film, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, Chris, thank you so much. There's actually two screenings, two local screenings at two theaters, Under Your Skin. It's playing now through Thursday at the Sundance Kabuki Theater in San Francisco. And then on Wednesday and Thursday, it's playing at the Raphael Theater in San Rafael. Thank you both so much for coming in.
Thank you.
And informing us about this.